can hear me clearly, or if there's any interference. Hello. Can anyone confirm whether you can hear me clearly? Okay, great. All right, well, let me turn on my video. Hello, everyone. Great, all right. So, good evening and welcome to our workshop this evening. I'm just glancing over to the chat as we speak. Right, let me just go ahead and share my screen so you can see what we'll be doing. There we go. All right. So, tonight we will be looking at the Jamaican writing system, the Cassidy GLU writing system. I must say that this session is an ongoing session. I've done a few in the last month or so, but this particular session is in partnership with the Translators and Interpreters Association. I know they have their competition coming up, and one of the options that they have is for translators to use English to Jamaican. So that's one option. And if you should so choose to use that option, then you are required to use the Cassidy GLU writing system. So this particular session this evening is in response to that. So we can give you the right tools so that you will be able to do that efficiently and properly. So that's essentially what we will be doing. So it is, I did say that I have done this session a few times in the last month or so, but for this one, it's geared more towards you understanding the writing system that you will be using if you are translating from English to Jamaican, right? So I'll get right into it. Before I do so though, I think I saw Sharon. Sharon said her mic is not working. It's a very interactive session. So I do want to do a quick check to see whose mic is working. And I don't want everyone to say their mic is not working all of a sudden, because I will be calling on a few persons. The session will essentially be me asking you questions as we go through. I have a few activities for you guys to do. As we go through, I'll ask you questions and you either respond in the chat or I might ask you to turn on your mic and give a response. Okay? Did I say what my name was? I think I have a bad habit of forgetting to introduce myself. So my name is Sasha Dixon. It's right at the little corner there, your right-hand corner. I'm a PhD student and in the department. Hi, Ruben. What going on? So Mayor, Daisy. Let me see how many persons I have. So I want you guys to get comfortable, but not too comfortable. And I will start off with my first 3 questions. So just to throw you guys into it, I have 3 questions there. Pretty easy, true or false. But before I start that, let me ask, is there anyone who is completely unfamiliar with the Jamaican language? As in you don't know anything? Nothing at all. I'm hoping there is no such person. So everyone should have some amount of understanding, some amount of familiarity with the Jamaican language, which is good. Is there anyone whose first language is not Jamaican or English? I'm judging based on the names that I'm seeing. So forgive me. No such person? Okay. All right then. So we should be quite fine. We shouldn't have any issues at all. All righty. All right. So the first question that I have, am I writing on this or it's someone else? Okay. So this is Spanish. Okay. No problem. So what I'll do as I go through the session, what I typically do is to give you the pronunciation that I'm looking for, and then based on what you have learned, then you will apply as needed, right? Okay, so my first question there, if you are able to speak a language, then you are automatically able to write that language. Not a question, but a statement. True or false? So let's test out the chat feature. So could everyone attempt to give a response? Let me see how quickly we are typing. Good, great. So I'm seeing a lot of false, great, no true, wonderful. So pretty easy, right? If you are able to speak a language, then you're automatically able to write that language. That's not the case. Oh, forgive me. So I'm going to turn off my video while I'm going through the session. Slightly for personal reasons, because I tend to give very crazy expressions sometimes when I'm going through the session. So let me not subject you to that. I'll turn this on later on. All right, so good. Now, leading into the discussion, if you are able to speak a language, then you're automatically able to write that language. Not necessarily the case, right? So I know that someone said earlier that their first language is Spanish. My first language is Jamaican, right? But in order for you to write Spanish or for me to write Jamaican, that's something that you learn afterwards, right? So being able to automatically speak your language doesn't necessarily mean that you are able to write that language. That's something you learn. Good. So that one is clearly false. Let's do the other one. To be a good translator, you need to have excellent writing skills in both the source and target languages. True or false? Amy says true. Yahenka. I like that name. Must be, right? True. Good. So I did mention before, I don't know if anyone came in afterwards. So the session is geared towards preparing persons who will be participating in the translation competition, right? Now, in order for you to be a good translator, not only do you need to understand the source language, whether it be speaking or writing, you need to also understand the target language. Because if you don't, then how are you going to translate from one to the other, right? So I am assuming that we all have a fairly good understanding of English already, both in speech and in writing. So as I said earlier, this session will give you the tools to also write the Jamaican language, right? Let's jump to number 3. The more consistent a writing system is, the easier it is to learn. Nothing too crazy, true or false? So that's number 3. Amy says a big yes. The more consistent a writing system is, easier it is to learn. Dorothea says true. Another true. Great. So that's 3 persons. I'm convinced. Okay, good. All right. So I like to start off the session with, immediately putting persons to the test to see just how well they know Jamaican or just how well they have an understanding of the writing system already. before I get into the technical part of it. So let me allow you to have a look at, I'll jump back to that in a sec. So have a look at what's on the screen. Again, what you should have 3 pictures there, and you should see a progression from involving 3 languages. So this that you're seeing on the screen, this was a request from Dr. Martha Corbett-Ball. So she had asked the Jamaican language unit to translate this mission statement into Jamaican. So the one that's on the far right, that is the Jamaican translation. Now, is there anyone who would be confident enough to attempt reading the first line, first sentence? Let me see where that ends. Sentence in the Jamaican translation. Who would like to attempt that? No one? Let me see then who I should call on. Banton. Leonie, is your mic working? Leonie? Not hearing you.
I can make out education. Plus philosophy. Education, philosophy. And God, the Jamaican education system as the people have. Okay, so this enough different that way for them. That's the rest.
Going good so far, it's fine.
Something is in the way.
Oh, sorry.
Or them is that learn, and so it want to work with every student and build them up so them can do anything with them, say them, set them mind too.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, good. I saw someone else in the chat. Very well done. Saying I have to look at the English first to read the Jamaican. Now, remember, I did say that you're looking at the progression of this translation, right? Now, you will realize that if you look at the one in the middle, the English one, it's not a word for word translation. So you're not able to look at the English and say, okay, word number 1. And then you go over to the Jamaican and say word number 1. Okay, that one matches and so on. As you progress, you realize that there are some differences, some nuances there. And of course, we know that's a part of translation, right? Because this is not a word for word translation. So there are certain nuances that you have to understand about the source language and also about what is possible in the target language. And in this case, it's Jamaican. Now, Leon, you did so well a while ago. I was waiting for you to read this word, M-A-I-N. I thought you were going to say main, but you did say mine, and it is pronounced mine here. So I'm very, very happy about that one. Good. I saw another person raising their hand. I'm hoping that's you volunteering. Who was it? To read
It
the
was
second
me.
line?
I was about to try, but yeah.
But
I don't know. So if you want me to read, I could attempt to do
Yes,
so.
let me find the second word. Okay, so read the second sentence.
The second sentence, where exactly do I start?
All right,
Oh,
so I
where
have
you
two
have
words
it?
there right here. Start right here to
Okay.
the next one.
We give them one full education. We mix up book mix up book learning and skills training. We learning about manners and respect to take them through life. We are focused on peace and unity in our community. We are focused
Okay.
on okay.
Oh, thank you. Now you see how you
You're
went through that
welcome.
seamlessly? I think I was tricked because you seemed hesitant
Almost,
before.
almost. No.
Okay, very nice. Good. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll draw your attention to which one was it? This one. This word. I'm gonna circle it. Okay. Could you pronounce that word for me, please? The last person who spoke.
Which word are you referring to? Where is it?
I drew
Circle.
a
Okay,
shape around.
accept. Accept.
Accept. Great. Now, I'm going to go back to the previous slide and tell you why I have highlighted that word. AKSEP. Accept. Now, in Jamaican, that's the pronunciation. Accept. Now, you should know that for the writing system that I'm going to introduce, Cassidy Jelly writing system, keep in mind that if you look at the last point there are no silent letters in this writing system. So any letter that you use in a spelling, it must represent a sound. So that word that we just had, A-K-S-E-P, accept. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in that word. And each letter there represents a sound. So there ought to be no silent letters. Good. Yeah, Henke says, oh, okay, good. Now, in addition to that, each letter or a letter combination is always pronounced the same way. And that one is very important. Each letter or letter combination is always pronounced the same way. So if it's a case where in the word accept, A-K-S-E-P, if that initial vowel, the A, represents the A sound in that word, then in another word, if that A is by itself, then it ought to represent the same A sound. The same is true for the K, ought to represent the K sound every time. The same is true for the S, ought to represent that sound every time. The same is true for the letter E, which is going to represent the E sound, E, every time. And then the last letter being the P, that P will represent the P sound every time. So this last point that I have on the screen is very important. No silent letters, and each letter or letter combination is always pronounced the same way. So keep that in mind. All right. So I'll keep you waiting no longer. I'll skip this one and come back to it later. Okay. So starting off, we have 5 short vowels. And now I must say that the bulk of the session will be focusing on the vowels because they carry a lot of weight. So the first one, you already heard it in accept. So that A, the letter A represents the short A sound every time. So right underneath that letter, you will see an example of a Jamaican word. So in this case, aki, A-K-I, aki. The other vowel, the E, also in the word accept, the short E sound. In this case, egg, the first vowel sound that you hear in the word egg. Egg. Accept. Okay? Another one, E. The short E sound. And that's the first sound you hear in a word, like iguana. Iguana. You have O. And I always like this word because you get two examples here. So we have O at the beginning of the word okra and O at the end as well. And you can test it out. This pronunciation, okra. You hear an O at the beginning and you hear the same O at the end. Therefore, you need to represent that sound with the same letter. So we have an O in the spelling at the beginning and we have an O at the end, right? The last one, the U, representing the short U sound, as in woman. So the Jamaican pronunciation of the word woman in English, in Jamaican, that's woman. First sound, U. Therefore, we use the U. So every time you hear that O sound, you know you need to represent it with the letter U. Every time you hear the O sound, you represent it with the letter O. Every time you hear the short E sound, represent it with the letter I. Short E sound, represent it with the letter E. And the short A sound, we represent it with the letter A. Nothing too crazy. A, E, I, O, U. Very standard. This is asking H is mute. I will get to that. I know exactly what you're asking, and I will come back to that question. If I don't, just remind me. But you'll see that one later on. So the A is long. No, in this case, the A is short. So we do have some long vowels. You'll see those after I go through these. But these are the short vowels. So A, E, I, O, U. 5 short vowels. Okay? All right. So I did say at the beginning that I am going to put you guys to the test. So your first test then. All right. So I have, what is this, 10 words on the board. I'm saying board as if I'm in a classroom. On the screen. Good. So let's start off with the first 5. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you the pronunciations. Focus on the 5 short vowels that we just looked at, and you're going to attempt spelling the first 5 words. So what you'll do, you'll give me the number and your spelling in the chat, okay? The first word in Jamaican, and you realize that these are the English spellings. I'll give you the Jamaican pronunciation, and then we'll put the Jamaican spelling beside it and work through it. All right, number 1, auntie. That's the pronunciation you're looking for. Auntie. Remember your short vowels. Pronunciation for number 1, auntie. For number 2, Ben. Ben. Listen carefully. Ben. Good. Number 3, shut. 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 Good. Number 4, book. 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 And then number 5, pick. Pick. You realize that for number 4 and number 5, the pronunciation is very similar to the English pronunciation. It's not the same. So I'll run through them one last time. Number 1, auntie. Number 2, Ben. Number 3, shut. Number 4, book. And number 5, pick. All right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute my mic, and then I'm going to take some of your spellings and put them on the screen, and then we'll work through them. So give me about a minute. Okay, great. All right, so I have at least one option for each. Good. I'm hoping I didn't miss anything. All right, so auntie was the pronunciation you were working with for number one. Pretty straightforward. So if we remember our short vowels, a, e, I, o, u, then we shouldn't have any issues. Auntie. We have the short a in the first syllable, and then the short e in the second syllable, t. So that one is perfect. That one is great. Number two, the pronunciation that I gave you was ben. So if you notice in the Jamaican pronunciation, that final d sound that's pronounced in the English is not pronounced in the Jamaican pronunciation. So instead of bend, you get ben. So this one also pretty good. Number three, I saw two options for this one, S-H-O-T and S-H-U-T. Remember the pronunciation is shut. And I saw a question in the chat. Someone said, isn't shut and shirt? They have a similar sound in Creole, and they definitely do. So it is possible for Jamaicans to say shirt. You might hear that. But shut is also an acceptable pronunciation for shirt in Jamaican. So yes, it's the same sound for both words. So whether you're saying, I'm going to put on my shirt, I'm going to put on my shirt, or shut the door. Same pronunciation. Good. All right, so let's work through this one. Who is saying option one or option two? The one with the O or the one with the U? Ah, okay. The one with the O. Why not the one with the U? Sorry, saying the one with the U. Now remember the short vowels a, e, I, o, u. Remember the pronunciation, shut. Let me ask Bianca. Bianca, why not the one with the U? If you were to read S-H-U-T, what might that sound like? Bianca? Because the U in woman is another sound, and each sound in Jamaican has a distinct sound. Okay, fair enough. So in the word that we looked at before, woman, that U is representing a short U sound. And remember, the pronunciation for this word is not shoot, but shut, which means we're not looking for the short U sound. So we can cancel that one. We're looking for the short O sound, which is how we end up with option one being correct. Now, if we jump to number 4, book. Book is the pronunciation. Now, I like that I have these two options. So I'll just ask option 1 or option 2 for book. Short U, okay, a short U sound, option 1, B-U-K. Great. Now, I did mention earlier that we do have some long vowels in Jamaican. So I'm happy that I got this option here, B-U-U-K, because it is possible to have U-U, but that would represent a longer OO sound, which you will see after this. But we're looking for the short OO sound, book, instead of book, right? So that's how we can eliminate option 2 and give a tick for option 1. Now, I did not see anyone give anything other than PIK. If I missed it, you can let me know. But I'm very happy that I didn't see anyone use the letter C. So if you know my little question there, which of these letters at the lower end of the screen, which of these letters would be redundant? You've already identified one of them because I didn't see anyone use the C. So I remember, what was the word? Accept. And we said if you want to represent the K sound, you're going to use the letter K. We use the letter K in accept. And we're looking for that same K sound here in the word pick. Therefore, we need to use the same letter. It's the same sound, so we're using the same letter. So the letter C has no purpose here, really. Hence, it's not included in this writing system. Now, you will see the letter C, but it's with another letter. So you do have the possibility of having a single letter representing a sound or a combination of letters. So with that, I'll jump to number 6. We're only going to look at number 6. Actress. That's what you're looking for. So I want everyone to attempt number 6. Actress. Actress. Interesting. Actress. Actress. I'm seeing a lot of AKs, which is good. Remember, accept and actress. Should be seeing a connection there. Great. Okay. I think I'm only seeing 2. No, there's another one. Okay, let me put them on the screen. So we have AKTRIS, I think. AKTRES. Let me see if I missed any. Okay. Lovely. So we have 4 options for this one. Let's work through it. Okay. Remember, the pronunciation is actress. Actress. Okay, good. Now, in all 4 options, we start off with AK. So I'm very pleased about that. So if you started off the word with AK, you're already on the right path. Good. Now that's the first syllable. Ak. Now we need to represent tris. Tris. First sound in that second syllable is the ch sound. What might you use to represent the ch sound? Ch. What do you typically use to represent that sound? CH. Good. Now in this writing system, that stands. So the CH represents the ch sound all the time. Good. So we're going to rule out all the options with TR because we're not looking for actress. Very difficult for me to pronounce, but tris versus tris. And we're looking for that ch sound. So I can rule out option 1. I can rule out option 2 and also option 4. But there is another dilemma because I'm seeing ES versus IS versus IZ or Z. Now, after we get past the ch hurdle, we have is, actress. So we have the r sound in there. That is. Do we need the I or the E? That's the first thing. Which vowel do we need there? I or E? The I for the short E sound. Great. Another question, the last sound that we hear, is it a sound or a Z sound? Actress. Perfect. So that means then that we're looking for which one? Option 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one is accurate? I probably gave the answer away a long time ago. Option 3, we're ruling out option 1 because we have TR in there rather than CHR. Also ruling out option 2 because not only do we have TR, we have ES rather than IS. And then the last one, option 4, we rule out because we have the Z at the end. We also have the TR as well instead of CHR. So option 3 is our winner. Any questions about that one? Option 3, option 3. How are we feeling about it? Make sense? Not seeing any nays, so that should be good. All right, let's do number 7. Elephant. That's your pronunciation. Elephant. Elephant. Nice. Looking good. Wonderful. Perfect. See how easy that one was? I can tell you you're all correct. Short sound. The L representing the L sound. Short sound, L. We have the sound represented by the F all the time. So you can make a note of that. The F represents the sound all the time. Elephant, that short A sound with the A, and then the NT at the end. Perfect. Great. You guys did very well. So if you have a look at, oh, let me clear the screen. Good. Okay. So if you look at all the other words, we didn't do all of them. If you look at number 8, the pronunciation is umbrella. Umbrella. Hence the spelling A-M-B-R-E-L-A. Short A sound. Bre, short E sound. And la, short A sound. This one is similar to okra. Same sound at the beginning, same sound at the end. Hence the spelling. The last one there, number 10, cucumber in English, or cucumber. In Jamaican, cucumba. Cucumba. Now, I like this word because in the first syllable, you have ku. In the second syllable, you have kum. Notice you still have the ku in there. Hence, you have ku and then ku again, followed by the M, and then ba. So the short A sound. Sarah says, I was thinking for umbrella. That's possible. I will take that. Possible. And you will realize that as we go through, there are some pronunciations, some words that they might vary in pronunciation for different Jamaican speakers. So I will take that one for umbrella. Okay. Now, for our long vowels now. So we got a sneak peek for the short vowels. Let's jump to the long vowels. You already introduced one of them. Someone gave B-U-U-K, and I did tell you we're going to see it again. So we have 3 long vowels. Or in Jamaica, we would say lang vowel. Instead of long, lang. Right? The first one, a long a sound. As in bal. Bal. So B-A-A-L. Instead of the short a sound, we have a long a sound. Now, just like the first one, here you have the Jamaican spelling, the second line. It represents the pronunciation. So bal, B-A-A-L. So from a, then we have another one, E. E, T, T, right? So the long E sound is represented by I, the double I's. And then this one, ooh, instead of O in woman, here we have a longer ooh sound, as in shoes, shoes. Now I'll draw your attention to another combination of letters. So a while ago we looked at CH, which represents the ch sound. The SH combination represents the sh sound all the time. Sh. So whenever you hear that sound in a word, you will use SH. So that's another one you can jot down. All right, so jumping back a bit, 5 short vowels, don't forget them because you will be using them again. A, E, O, U. Those still stand. Now you have 3 more vowels. A, E, and U. Long vowels. Great. So far we have 8. All good. So take a look because I'm going to jump into the other activity and you spell some more words. A, E, and U. Perfect. All right. All right, so like we did with the last set, let's try the first 5. The first 5 words. So spell them, put them in the chat, and I'll put them on the screen and then we'll discuss. The first one shouldn't be difficult. Just looked at that one. Ball. Ball. The second one, teeth. Listen to the pronunciation. Teeth. Teeth. Number 3, boot. 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 Number 4, team. 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 And then number 5, two. Two. Another word that the pronunciation is similar in English and JC. All right. I see a lot coming in the chat. So I'm going to mute again and then put your suggestions, your spelling on the screen, and then we run through the first 5. Okay. All right. So I have an option for each. Number 1 should not be an issue unless you weren't paying attention. So we did number 1 already. Ball. B-A-A-L. So that one we can tick off. It's a long A sound, hence we have the double A The first sound is B, so we represent it with the letter B. The last sound there is L, hence the L. So all sounds are counted for. 3 sounds actually. The first one, B. Second one, the long A sound, that's 1 sound. And then the last sound being the L sound. So that's perfect. All right, so number 2, we have 3 options. T-I-I-T, T-E-I-T, T-E-E-T. Now, based on the vowels that you have been introduced to thus far, remember your 5 short vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and then 3 long vowels, A, E, and U. All right? Now, number 2, the pronunciation is teeth. Can we confirm that the first sound and the last sound in that word is the same? Teeth. Yes or no? First sound and the last sound, same sound. I have 1 person saying yes. Amy says yes. I need about 2 more persons to confirm. Perfect. Okay. So teeth. My question was, the first sound and the last sound in that word, are they the same? And the answer is yes. We hear a T sound at the beginning and we hear the same T sound at the end. Hence, in all of these, start with a T and we end with a T. So far, so good. The vowel sound, however, we are looking for the long E sound. Teeth. Are we using EE? Are we using EI? Or are we using II? Option 1, option 2, or option 3? Option 1, okay. I'm seeing about 4 persons saying option 1, and then another person saying option 3. Okay. Can we then rule out option 2? So option 2, T-E-I-T. As so Siobhan says yes. Siobhan, is your mic working? How would you pronounce option 2? If you were to attempt that, what might it sound like?
I'll probably say teeth.
Something to that effect, right? And that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for teeth. That vowel sound is consistent. It's a long E sound. There is no change from one vowel sound to the other in there. So we can rule out option 2 on that basis. Now, my description a while ago, it's a long sound, a consistent sound. So option 1 and option 3 seem reasonable. Now, the E, however, the 2 E's, remember that the long vowels that I showed you, there are only 3 options. And we do have a long vowel here that we're trying to represent. Your 3 options were the double A, the double I, and the double U. Oh, right. So we don't have a double E. It's the first one because E is not a long sound. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So we can rule out option 3 on that basis. I do get the thinking behind it, because you are trying to represent a long sound in there, which is good. But the long sound that you're trying to represent, that long vowel sound, we use I, the double I's. So whenever you hear that long E sound, I, as in teeth. English-minded. That is very true. Very true. Okay, number 3. This one is interesting and I like it. So Option 1 or option 2? Now keep in mind again, we do have a long vowel in this word, boot. Let's first confirm what's the first sound and what's the last sound in that word. The first sound is B, boot. Both words start with the B, that's good. The last sound is T, boot. So we need a T at the end of the word. Remember at the beginning we said no silent letters in this writing system. Could I get someone to attempt pronouncing option 1, B-U-T-E? What might that sound like? Daisy says option 2. So Daisy, what would option 1 sound like? And we're using the principle of this writing system. Every letter must represent a sound. If you have it in the spelling, it must represent a sound. So what would B-U-T-E be? Any takers?
Booty.
Bute. Perfect. Bute. Now, I don't know of a Jamaican word such as bute. I can't think of any. So at the moment, no such word exists in Jamaican. But if you did have such a word, bute, this is how you would spell it, right? Using this writing system. But that's not what we're looking for. No, we're looking for boot. So we're ruling out option 1 and confirming option 2 because the vowel sound that we're trying to represent is the long oo sound. And that sound is always represented by U, the W's, right? So we can take that one. Now, based on our process of elimination for number 2, teeth, I should be able to just ask, what is the answer for number 4? We have T-I-I-M and T-E-E-M. The word being team. Option 1 or option 2? One ends with a T sound, and the other one ends with a M sound. Hence the spelling. Number 5 then, based on number 3, number 5 should be easy peasy. Option 1 or option 2? For 2. Option 1 again, perfect. So again, I get the principle, because you do have double O's, whoever gave this one, but we don't have such a long vowel in this writing system. So no double O's. What we do have, double I's for E, double A for A, and then W for U. Only 3. Good? Now, remember I did say don't forget your short vowels. So jump into number 6. Your pronunciation for number 6 is market. Market. Another time, market. Let's see what we're working with. Market. Looking good. Perfection. Good. I don't see anything other than M-A-A-K-I-T. Nicely done. Okay. So we can just go ahead and tick off that one. Perfect. All sounds accounted for. We start with the M sound. We have a long A sound. First syllable down, ma. Good. Second syllable, kit. We know that that K represents the K sound. We jump back to our short vowels. The short I sound represented by one I, and then the T sound represented by the T. Market. I see Sarah jumped to choose already. Okay. So choose. I have one spelling for choose already. Can we confirm that this is accurate? Yes or no? I see 3 persons with that spelling, so I don't know if you are convinced, but I am. Perfect. I saw someone attempting teacher. I like that you're just jumping into it because, you know, we're confident like that. Perfect. And remember, you can use 1 to 5 as a reference. So you can test it out. The pronunciation that we're looking for, if anyone wasn't aware, for number 8, teacher. Teacher. Hence the spelling. So I can tell you that the spelling for number 7 is correct and the spelling for number 8 is correct. Now there are 2 words that we've seen thus far. What was it? Cucumber. And now we have so majority, I can't think of any that this doesn't apply to. Majority of the words in JC, the English words that end with ER, you will find that in Jamaican, it changes to A. So instead of teacher, we have teacher. And we saw a similar case with cucumber, even though in English, we don't, I can't think of anyone saying cucumber, but yeah, cucumber. Okay, good. Now, pharmacy. That one should be fairly easy. Pharmacy. That looks good. Oh, I have 2 options. Go ahead. And you don't want to be wrong, but why would option 2 be wrong? That's fine. That's fine. But you were comfortable with option 1. Something just tell you that option 1 seems right. Okay, I will take that. I will take that. Okay. Okay, so Amy says the sound, the S sound is represented by the letter S. And Marian is asking, is it because of the letter C? That's exactly it. So given the choice between S or C to represent the sound, you always choose the S. Because remember, we already ruled out the letter C earlier because we have the K to represent the K sound and we have the S to represent the S sound. So there is no need for the C. That's the only difference between these two, the S or the C, and we are ruling out option 2. So the ancestors were right, Neri. Option 1. All right, I saw some interesting spellings for number 10. Let me see if I can go back up. All right, I saw 1, and I think I saw another 1. Okay. Now the pronunciation here, truthfully, truthfully, truth. Miss any. All right, I have that one. Okay, so we have 2 options. Option 1, option 2. The pronunciation, truthfully. Truthfully. Option 1 or option 2. So Bianca has the first spelling and Janine has the second spelling. Truthfully. Option 2, option 1. Option 1. Not too sure, but one. Okay. All right. Now, I must say that technically either of the two is possible. Because you might hear some Jamaicans say, truthfully, truthfully. However, my pronunciation that I gave a while ago was truthfully, without that R sound in there. So to represent my pronunciation, it would be option 1, truthfully. Option 2 is truthfully, truthfully, with that R sound in there after the CH sound, after the ch sound. So it depends on which one you are representing. However, the spelling for both is accurate. So if we're going with the first pronunciation, truthfully, the first sound, ch, represented by the CH in both cases. Truth, we're looking for a long oo sound and then a t sound, hence the W in the first option. And then fully, we move past the sound represented by the F. Now we're looking for a short oo sound. Hence, we only have one U in that syllable. Truth, with a long oo, and then fully. Now we have a short oo sound. So this word should be making it clear the difference between the long oo sound and the short oo sound. Truthfully. And of course, we have the other short vowel sound there at the end, the short E sound. So I did say the only difference between these two is that one has the R sound and one a short A sound represented by the A. And for number 7, the sound at the end of that word is Z, choose. So notice we have the Z there instead of the S. Could you pronounce, okay, shoes and choose. Shoes and choose. So the person who asked that question, Yahenka, okay, how would we spell shoes again? Shoes. We have choose on the board. Shoes. Okay, I see Alicia with SH. Okay, perfect. SHUUZ. And notice that in both words, we have ooze at the end, which means we should have the same set of letters representing the sound because the same sounds in both words. Ooze. U-U-Z. The only difference between the two is the first sound, either the sh sound or the ch sound. Perfect. All right, so seems like everyone is a pro. So you should be ready for the next level. We have another set of vowels. Do you see how many vowels we've looked at so far? 8 so far, and you have another 4. So we have, but I will say this is the last set. We have 12 vowels in total. Now the first set, again, don't forget them. A, E, I, O, U. Short vowels. Second set, 3 long vowels. A, E, and U. Now, we have 4 new vowels here, and we call them the double vowels. Before I even say anything, I'll just give you a few seconds to look at the screen. Aha, Bianca with the nice word, diphthongs. Okay, that sounds nice and fancy. It's a very linguistic word. First thing that came to mind. Okay, agreeing with Bianca, I get that. Okay, my brain short-circuited for a while. So we have 4 vowels. Take a second, look at them. Remember that the second line represents the spelling in Jamaican. Sound them out. And let me just throw you guys in there and test you. So Bianca, for the second vowel there, the second double vowel, I-E, The spelling below it is K-I-E-K. What's the pronunciation there? Which word in Jamaican is being represented? What would that sound like?
Cake.
Say it again.
Cake.
One more time.
Is it cake? Cake.
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 Last time.
Okay, so cake.
Okay, good. Cake. Cake. So you'll notice that these vowels, I know someone, okay, what was it? I don't remember the exact spelling, but there was an EI spelling earlier. And I was saying that we weren't looking at any of those vowels where you have a transition, some sort of a transition from one vowel sound to another. These are the vowels, however, where it's not consistent. It's not a short A sound, nor is it a long E sound where you have the same sound just a bit longer. In this case, we have the double vowels. And in essence, it's sort of two vowel sounds coming together to make one, because this is one sound. Each of them represents one vowel sound. But they're a bit different from the ones that you've been introduced to before. The first one, A-I. That combination of letters represents the I sound. Any word in which you hear I, it will be represented by AI, such as lime, lime. Jamaican pronunciation here, cow. And then the last one, U-O, O, as in boat, boat. Jamaican pronunciation there, boat. Good. So these four typically take some getting used to. Someone said earlier that they're trying to disassociate from the English pronunciations. So I'll go back over them again. As in lime, lime. Can anyone think of a word that would rhyme with that word? So not lime, but something else.